You are watching an interview from the Sunburnt Country Music channel, which covers Australian and sometimes New Zealand country music artists. If you like what you see, or you think you might be about to like what you see, please subscribe to this channel and also hit the like button. Thank you. Sarah Catania is an artist from Melbourne who released her first single, Venus and Mars, in 2022, and she's been steadily releasing singles since then. The latest is the anthemic Front Row, and I'm looking forward to talking to her about it. Hello, Sarah.
Hello, how are you?
Very well, and great to see you. It's been a little while since
I
we've
know.
spoken. Yeah.
We've
But
missed you
the
forever.
last time we spoke, I remember you were balancing playing a lot of gigs, you had other work going on. I'm wondering if that's still the balance for you.
It is the exact same. If anything, just more work and more gigs. So it's just gotten busier, but I'm really good at balancing it all now, I think. Kind of.
Well, more work and more gigs indicates that, more popularity, of
Yeah,
course.
it's good. It's a good problem to have.
But it also means, I guess, you have to get that balance is real, particularly because as a performing artist, there's so much energy going out.
Yeah.
So, have you had to develop some techniques to actually balance those energy levels?
I haven't really figured that out yet, but I've been going to Pilates, so that's been that's been like my one thing. Because I usually used to be a gym girl, but now I'm like I go to my Pilates class. I don't have to think. 45 minutes, no phone, and that's my like Zen time. That's been
Yeah.
really handy because if my phone's in reach, I'm doing some work usually.
Right. Yeah. Because you are a self-managed artist and it
Yeah.
is a lot of work. So, how is the live music scene in Melbourne at the moment?
It's good. It's good. Gigs have been really it's been really, really busy. Yeah, they've been fun doing a lot more country music stuff, which is great. A lot of the time it used to be pub gigs and no one really cared about the country. But
Mhm.
it's becoming more popular, which is really good. So I'm getting to do heaps more of what I love.
Yeah, it must be interesting for artists to see this shift now,
Yeah.
and you can see it just in
Yeah.
the shows you're playing. I guess I keep trying to pinpoint the moment where I think it might have been Beyonce releasing Cowboy Carter that it kind of tipped into
Yeah.
something of consciousness, but there were certainly things swelling before that. But also really interested if you have a theory about.
Yeah, well, I think when Luke Combs started, or Combs, I don't know, I say Combs, but I could be wrong. He really started gaining more popularity and his songs started going more mainstream. Or not really, but they were going into mainstream radio. So I think that was a bit of a turning point. And then
Mhm.
people started falling in love with Zach Bryan and Morgan Wallen. It was just a few of those country hits that really started coming out onto mainstream radio. So I think it was a little gateway in for everyone. And
Yeah.
slowly people have been warming up to it, which is really good. I used to have friends that were very hard no against country music, and now they like it.
Oh, I think it's a bit rude that they were hard no against country music, given that you're a country music artist.
None taken, but they always liked my music, but but they're into it now.
Well, that's good. So you mentioned that you're playing more country music shows. So which venues do you tend to play at, just in case someone's in Melbourne and wants to see you?
I'm usually kind of going out Gippsland way, like to Healesville. I'm playing at the Grand Hotel there once a month, and they're such fun gigs. They're usually full band, and it's like 9 p.m. till midnight on a Saturday night. So they're pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Playing a lot in like Diamond Creek and Eltham area, Newgie Pub. I've got one there tomorrow night, which is really exciting. Um, yeah, here, there, and everywhere. If you look at my socials, I've always got a gig guide up, but every corner of Melbourne and Victoria I usually cover.
Yeah. So who is in your band?
I've got my guitarist James Champlin. He's phenomenal. I've got a drummer. His name's Oliver Collins, who I went to uni with, and my bassist is Matt Buck, who I also went to uni with.
Ah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. So were you playing music together at uni?
Yeah, well, with like for assignments and performances that we had to do, they were always in my band. You get to choose your instrumentalists. And James, my guitarist, used to be a singing student of mine ages ago. He's gonna hate me saying that. He liked that he was just the guitarist and not the singing student anymore, but we'll bring it back for one more.
But does that mean he can do backing vocals?
He does backing vocals, which is really good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that is very handy.
certainly.
Now you have this new single, Front Row, which is I think a logical progression from your previous songs and also a really strong statement. And I'm wondering when you wrote it.
I wrote it in January this year.
Okay. And what prompted it?
I really, really wanted a song because I knew I was going to record this year. And I really wanted to go record with Rod McCormack, and I wanted the first song in this new era of mine, I'll call it, that
Hmm.
I released to just be something that really embodied everything that I like to stand for, both as a musician and as a person.
Hmm.
I wanted it to be something that was really bold and stood out, so I could kind of just make my mark.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, we came out with Front Row. I wanted something that could be like a hype song for the girlies because they're the songs that I really am drawn to and I like putting on in the morning, make myself feel good, get the day started on the right foot.
Hmm. So you said you knew you wanted to record something this year, and I've noticed that you have released at least one single a year. So was it a case of looking ahead, going, "Yes, I do want something out this year," or are you actually working towards a bigger body of work this year?
I'm not really, but I probably I've got more singles coming. They could be eventually compiled onto an EP, but that's not really on my mind. But
Yeah.
it could happen.
Well, I think fair enough because these days with streaming, singles appear to be the focus.
They are 100%. And I love a body of work. I love putting on an album and listening to it from start to finish. But I think from where I am at right now in my career, I'll wait it out.
Yeah, especially. Sorry, what did you say?
That I'll be patient.
Well, especially because you have to finance it yourself and all those sorts of
Yeah.
things. Now you wrote this with Heath Milner.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have a feeling the last time we spoke, you might have mentioned him, but I could be misremembering.
I only met him this year.
Oh, therefore you did not.
Yeah.
So how did you meet and how did the co-write come about?
So I interned at the Academy of Country Music this year, which I know me and you have spoken about the Academy before. But I interned there this year, and Heath was a student, and we just were talking about doing some songwriting because I loved his songwriting and his songs that he was coming out with. So yeah, one Academy night at probably 10 p.m. I think we sat on the back porch and we got the whole song out in like an hour, which was really cool.
Yeah, right. Do you think you'll write with him again? Because that sounds
Yeah.
like it's a good, strong collaboration.
I'd love to. Yeah, it was a really, really fun ride, and we bounced off each other really well, which was great.
So, interning at the academy, yes, we have spoken about academy before, but it's always worth talking about again. Was that, did you want to do it sort of for professional development reasons, or you just thought, I love academy and I want to be back there?
I think a little bit of both. I was kind of in between thinking if I applied or not, just because it's obviously a massive chunk of January, and then you go to the festival and
Hmm.
feel like you've got to be really mentally prepared to do the whole month in Tamworth. But it ended up just lining up really well. And it's such a great program, and I love just being there, immersing myself. You'll always get something out of it, no matter what form you're partaking it in, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I did it. I want to do it every year. It was so much fun.
So, does interning involve being in that performance, that graduation performance?
No, no, no. So I was assigned to a group. So my group leader was Duncan Toombs, who I love so much. He's the best. And basically I'm helping Duncan, I'm helping the students, whatever their questions are, if they need help, I'm there to assist, I guess. Which is cool. I love doing that.
Yeah. And also, you ended up writing a song. So,
It worked out for everyone.
very efficient time. And how was your Tamworth generally?
It was good. It was really good. It was busy. I think they just kind of get busier every year,
Hmm.
which is great. But I can't wait to get back. I'm very, very excited for next year's Tamworth.
Okay, so therefore, spending a whole month in Tamworth didn't make
No,
you feel like I never want to be here again.
I'm not warded off, but I think if I did that 2 years in a row, it might, it'd get me.
It is a commitment because it is hot, and you're away from home.
Yeah. And I think as when I'm there, I've got the I'm working mindset. So it's like a month, no clocking off. And even if I'm just chilling in bed, I feel like what can I be doing right now to be productive?
Right, right, right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's really beneficial.
So back to the song, Front Row. It is a song about valuing yourself, and I don't think it's always easy to arrive at that place. Perhaps especially for artists, because there's a lot of feedback, shall we say, when you're an artist.
Yeah, 100%. There's a lot of imposter syndrome, I think, and that's in any industry, but I think especially when you're putting out yourself out there and performing and singing songs that are vulnerable and really close to your heart, it can be quite difficult. But I think I've always really made an effort just to stay true to who I am and go out with confidence. I've always been quite a confident being, so I think yeah, Front Row kind of embodies those traits that I have as well, which is good.
Yeah. But I think even being a confident being, it's because Australia, has tall poppy syndrome. It's
Yeah,
not easy to actually keep being confident if you start off feeling confident because there seem to be a lot of people who are prepared to
a hundred
give you
percent,
reasons why you shouldn't be.
100%. I think you just have to have that mentality of people that I guess are trying to bring you down are usually trying to do it because either they're threatened or they're insecure.
Mhm.
It's never if someone's telling you you suck, it's got nothing to do with you. Unless it's like someone that's got high importance, then I'd probably take some constructive criticism. But yeah, you just kind of have to keep marching to your own beat, and eventually the right people will find you.
Yeah. And since the song's been released, have you had some feedback from people saying, "Oh yeah, like, I'm totally taking this on board"?
Yeah, well, I've had really good chats with a lot of people in the industry, but nothing that has been too negative that I can think about. It's all been pretty good, and I think everyone in this country music community is always really supportive as well. There are a small amount of people that I've met so far that have bad things to say, so it's been a really good response so far.
Yeah, and I think also for fans, it was
Yeah.
I can absolutely see some people getting into this when you play it live.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's so good. We just finished a tour over 3 states and the first show was in Melbourne. And there were some people in the front row, some girls just screaming out the words to front row and that felt good because that's what I would be doing to this song. That's what I wanted to create.
Yeah, fantastic. Part of that tour included the Lasso Country Music Festival.
Yes.
So how, because I think that's the second year it's run.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was so good. It was so well run and the lineup was amazing. Yeah, it was really diverse and there was a lot of variety in it, which was heaps of fun. And then there was the after party after, which Tate Cole and his band played at, which was heaps of fun as well.
Yeah, and I quite like the idea of it being a 1 day festival. I think it's
Yeah,
at the Gold Coast, or on the Gold Coast, I should say. So it's kind of quite accessible in terms of people can
100%.
drive there, people can park, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we were staying in Brisbane and we just got an Uber in the end, which was good. It was probably a little bit far for an Uber, but you can make it work from either end, which is good.
Yeah, yeah. So you mentioned that you wanted to work with Rod McCormack, producer Rod McCormack, to make Front Row. Why Rod as a producer?
Um, my tactic to that, I was kind of just skimming through Spotify for a while, listening to artists that I really liked that are in this industry in Australia mainly. Um, and I was just every time I really liked a song or how it sounded, I'd go on the song credits and see who produced it. And 9 out of 10 times it was Rod, and that's kind of how I figured out what sound I was after and what I liked and who was doing that. But yeah, I love like what he does for Max Jackson and obviously the Wolf Brothers and yeah, it's been such an honor to work with him.
He would be pretty busy though, I imagine. So did you have to book him in a fair way ahead?
I was actually surprised. I think because we'd started talking, I'd sent him a text during Tamworth or just before the festival started and kind of gave him a rundown of my plan. And then we got chatting. I sent him some demos and then I was in the studio by March. So it wasn't not that bad. I think he kind of leaves his days open a bit so he can be flexible with that, which is good. And I've recorded another one since then, and I'd booked that one like the week before.
So that was because he is on the central coast of New South Wales and you are in Melbourne. So it is a bit of a commitment to have to get there and everything. So it sounds like you've now made 2 trips.
Yes, well, the last trip was along my tour, so I had a few days that stopped on the Central Coast, so it worked out really, really well.
That is very well organized, I've got to
Yeah,
say.
I'm very organized. That's what I do my
Oh, I have absolutely no doubt about that.
life.
In fact, like, do you keep some kind of electronic calendar or something like that?
You should see my Google Calendar. Color coordinated, everything's in there. It's my pride and joy. Sometimes I look at it just to get a little kick. It's
Because I have in the past discovered, like Piper Rodriguez, for example, loves an Excel spreadsheet.
okay.
And Michael Carpenter said that because he does so many different things, he just has a very simple to-do list
Yeah.
of what he needs to do. But he just said the trick is that you have to remember to look at the to-do list.
Yeah, I'm also a to-do list gal, but I find that now I've got like 40 to-do list on different devices. So I should make that a bit more organized. But I'm definitely a Google Calendar girl. For
I
sure.
love, I just love you saying sometimes you just like to look at it.
Yeah. Well, just like if I've got nothing to do and I just like, okay, I know what's going on. It makes me feel settled. I probably need help on that. On that.
I don't think so at all because you are achieving quite a lot of things. So when you went to record with Rod, did you have a vision for how you wanted this song to sound?
Kind of. I had how I was playing it, and I knew that I wanted it to be an anthem and big and upbeat. But I put full trust in him and just let him take the reins completely. And obviously he kind of shot out some ideas. We bounced off each other. But it basically how it sounds is how I envisioned, which is super cool.
And I think your vocals changed a bit as well from previous songs. So I'm wondering if that was something that he kind of drew out of you during the process.
I think he's got really, really good equipment. He's got really great microphones. But my voice has also just matured a lot in the last couple of years. When I recorded all those last ones, I think it was all of them were recorded in 2022 in the same session.
Okay. Okay.
So I was 22 years old. Now I'm 25.
Okay.
I'm getting older.
But I guess also, yeah, it is part of developing your sense of self as an artist. Because even when you have some confidence, things are going to change, it's. I mean, growing up sounds like it's a simplistic term, but yeah, I guess it's growing up.
Yeah, it is. Everything changes all the time. Even if I'll watch a video of me performing last year compared to now, I feel like I've changed heaps. It's like this never-ending evolvement and development, which is cool. It's really fun.
It's also for artists, obviously, a question of working out where you fit relative to other artists, and we have to talk about author brand, not author brand. I'm working publishing, that's why I said author brand,
Yeah.
artist brand. So is that something you do think about, like how you fit with other artists or around other artists in the industry, and how you can identifiably be you?
I think I was something that when I was starting out, it was something that was on my mind a bit more because it felt like I really had to develop an artistry, and it works for some people. Some people have a really developed sense of who they are as an artist, what they do, how they talk, that kind of thing. But for me, it's also I've just always I can't be anything except myself. I think I'm way too loud and outspoken. If I if I was trying to fit a mold, you'd know. You could tell. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm like me and my artistry and my music are all developing together.
Mhm.
Just if it feels right, I'll do it. If it doesn't feel right, it won't happen.
Yeah. I think that's a good philosophy to live by. So I think we can see that also in the video for this song, which you made with JC of
Yeah.
Blacklist Productions, and that's look fantastic on stage.
Thanks.
It's and because also posture is important, all those sorts of things. And I was looking at you in the video, thinking, yeah, you look like this really strong, confident performer. But I also imagine that was multiple takes, so you had to sustain that.
Yeah, yeah. By the last one, I was like huffing and puffing and sweating, and I was ready to stop. But, but no, honestly, we actually didn't have to do that many takes. Jay is so good. He knows what he needs to get. He knows exactly what the shot needs to be, and I think most of them were like two take wonders, which is crazy for me because if I'm trying to film something at home, I'll run out of storage before I finish the video. Like I'm taking so many retries trying to get it perfect.
Yeah, I think we've all had to learn to be
Yeah.
content creators on our phones, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about social media as an artist? Is it like something that you feel you have to do, or are you actually beginning to enjoy it?
I've always loved social media ever since I think I got Instagram when I was like 11 and it was the app had just started. So I've always loved content and creating content, and I always wanted to be on YouTube when I was like 13. So it feels quite natural for me. It's a fun part of it. I enjoy it just as much as I enjoy making the music.
And I'm also curious as to whether making social media content is on that Google Calendar, or is it something that you fit in?
That's on the to-do list, but sometimes if it's like I've scheduled it in, then it's on the Google Calendar. But if it's just at some point during the day I need to do it, that's a to-do list job.
Yeah, right. I do like asking about these things because I think it's fascinating how people work. So
Yeah,
'cause everyone has different systems, and
yeah.
yeah, just color coordinating the Google Calendar can
Oh,
be a
yeah.
job in itself.
It's so good. Now that it was hard setting that up, but everything I know exactly what everything is. It makes my life a lot easier.
So this was your first official music video, I guess, and I'm also interested in how, because there were quite a few other people in that video. So do you put the call out on social media looking for audience members? How
Yeah.
did you pick the venue for it?
Yeah, so I had played at that venue. I'd actually opened for Bo Ness there years ago. And I opened for Wade Forster at that venue last year. And they've got this, it was at the start of the video, they've got this like really cool backstage area. The walls have stickers all over them. The bar looks cool. So I just chose that because it was always on my mind. And then the people in the audience, I put out a call out on Instagram.
Right.
Just was saying if anyone is available, it was a Tuesday afternoon, so it was quite difficult. But I'd love some heads in a music video. And we got really lucky. There was a guy named Vince Phillips, and I think he's been doing some social media stuff around country music, but he was down in Victoria for work at the time, and he's a Sydney boy. And he sent me a message and was available on the night of the video and came, and then he was the main guy in the video, which worked out perfectly because I didn't even realize I needed one. So luckily he was coming and he saved the day. Yeah, but
Oh, as in like Jay had planned for you to have one of you.
yeah, I think we'd like really subtly talked about the vision, and then it kind of went in one ear for me and out the other. And then when I got there, Jay was like, "Okay, I'm seeing there's a guy sitting there," and I was like, "A guy." Oops. But he was coming still, so it was okay. The only other ones was my sister's fiance and my partner, so it was we couldn't have had that happen.
And yeah, he does, he has quite a central role in this video, starting off looking like he doesn't care basically about what's on stage.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's coming up for you next? You said you've recorded another single, so I imagine you're projecting to the release, but and more shows coming.
Yeah. So there will be another song coming soon. Sooner than we think, which is really exciting, sooner than I realized. Thank you for my Google Calendar. I noticed that the other day. I'm going to head up to Gympie Muster and play at the pre-muster there, which is going to be heaps and heaps of fun. And then just a couple of local shows, hopefully heading over to Sydney to do some more over there as well. And then Tamworth will come around way sooner than I realized.
Yeah. That Gympie pre-muster seems to be quite a thing now. I've noticed a lot of artists taking part in it, and that they're really building it up.
Yeah, it's huge. I didn't realize either, but the lineup for the pre-muster is amazing, and it's 5 days, Saturday to Wednesday night of like constant entertainment, which is really cool for people that get there nice and early.
And when you were in Sydney, you played at Jolene's, and I missed because that's a venue that's close to where I work, and I missed that you were there. I just
Oh
did check their
no,
gig listings, and then it was kind of gone. I was like, So how was Jolene's for you?
really good. It's such a cool venue, and it was on my bucket list for such a long time. Yeah, it was such a fun gig. I
Yeah.
loved it. It was heaps of fun, and the crowd was all everyone was up and dancing, and we had a co-headline show with Jared Wrigley there, Farmer Jared, which was good fun. Me and Jared are good mates, so it was a good laugh as well.
Yeah, Farmer Jared. I was watching that episode. I was like, that guy looks familiar.
Oh, I'm never calling him anything else except Farmer Jared from now on.
For those who aren't aware of what we're talking about, Jared Wrigley was on Farmer Wants a Wife this year.
Yeah.
Jared Wrigley, Sarah says forever Farmer Jared now. So,
Sorry, Jared.
well, hopefully you'll be back at Jolene's at a certain point, and I'll check the calendar in plenty of time to see.
It's definitely on the cards. We're just looking at some dates, but I'll be back. I really, really love to get down. I mean,
Yeah. Well, Sarah, great to talk to you about Front Row and about all the other things you're doing. It is a really great anthemic song for anyone who's looking to get some motivation, I think.
yeah.
So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Sophie.